Look, I'll be honest. When this game was in the late innings and the Padres had left a bunch of runners on, they were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position heading into the 8th inning. Dylan Cease was absolutely outstanding. We'll get into his outing in just a moment. I had a little deja vu of Wednesday in Milwaukee when Michael King took the no-hitter into the 7th inning, and ultimately the Padres lost that game 1-0 and really wasted what was a tremendous outing from Michael King. You sort of felt that way as this game got deeper and deeper and really heading into that 8th inning when it looked like Dylan Cease was coming out of the game. But we go to that 8th inning. To that point, the Padres 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They get a leadoff walk for Jerkson Profar with right-hander Nick Mears on the mound. Ha-Seong Kim grounds into a double play. Terrific play by Brendan Rodgers, diving for it. The second baseman for Colorado, glove flip to second base. Double play, just like that, 2 outs, nobody on. And that could have totally deflated that 8th inning. But then Luis Campusano not only hits a ball hard down the left field line, but hustles in for a double, gets underneath the tag at second base. And then Mike Schilt, with the righty on the mound, goes to Tyler Wade, who was in attack mode. The very first pitch he sees, a line drive, base hit. Campusano scores. And then Jackson Merrill, RBI hit. That was after Wade went to second base on the throw. Merrill RBI single, just like that, the Padres had a 3-1 lead. So huge 2-out RBI hits from Wade and Merrill. Again, the Padres 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position entering that 8th inning, and you just felt like they had so many opportunities. And again, it felt like last Wednesday in Milwaukee when Michael King was so good and the Padres just could not find a way to score. Well, sometimes late in games, it doesn't matter what you did through the first 7 innings, but late in games, in a tie game, in pinch hit situations, you just have to find a way to come up with a big hit and a big moment. And tonight those came first from Tyler Wade and then from Jackson Merrill. As far as the pitching, my goodness, Dylan Cease, what a tremendous outing. I mean, take your pick between Michael King Wednesday in Milwaukee or here tonight with Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease, this was a tweet from our friend Dennis Lynn of The Athletic. Dylan Cease became the first pitcher in Coors Field history to complete at least 7 innings, allow 1 or no hits, and issue 0 walks. So just by that, this was one of the finest starting pitching performances in the history of the ballpark. I mean, just reading that, he was so good, so dialed in here tonight. He faced 1 batter over the minimum. His final line, 7 innings, 1 earned run given up, 1 hit, no walk, struck out 8 on 90 pitches. And again, that line would be good anywhere. That line would be good in San Diego. That line would be good in New York. That line would be good in Miami. That line would be good in Cleveland. But to do that at Coors Field, outstanding. An unbelievable performance from Dylan Cease here tonight. He was so good. And by the way, it's something we talked about pregame, how Dylan Cease to this point has been the guy the Padres thought they traded for. Well, that continued here tonight as he puts together his finest performance as a Padre to this point. Cease's ERA now in 5 starts is down to 1.82. A 1.82 ERA in 5 starts, and the last 4 have been really good. This one here tonight was simply terrific. So Dylan Cease deserves so much credit for this performance here tonight, doing it in Denver at the altitude. And then the bullpen. Enyel De Los Santos gives up a 2-out double in the 8th inning. That puts the tying run at the plate, gets out of it with a strikeout. And then Robert Suarez, not as clean of an inning as we've seen as of late from Robert. He even threw a changeup here tonight. I mean, how about that? First time in a long time we've seen a non-fastball from Robert Suarez. Gives up a double, gives up a 1-out single, winning run at the plate, and then Ryan McMahon grounds into the game-ending double play, very nicely turned from Kim to Bogarts to Cronenworth. And look, bottom line, Robert Suarez now 8 for 8 in save opportunities, and I don't think that that part of this early season for the Padres should be overlooked. The fact that Robert Suarez has so seamlessly stepped into that closer's role and to this point has been perfect. 8 for 8 in save opportunities. And by the way, we talked about ERA with Cease. Suarez's ERA is now down to 0.84 on the year. So he continues to be really, really good, as does Enyel De Los Santos. Again, talking about ERA. De Los Santos' ERA is down to 0.96 on the year, and it's something we talked about pregame. The bullpen has been really, really good as of late. In a lot of these games, it's been working with the Padres behind in the game and keeping a deficit where it's at. Here tonight, Padres able to scratch across, not really scratch across, but able to come up with the big hits in the 8th inning to take the lead, and then the bullpen did the rest with 6 outs between De Los Santos and Suarez. So look, was it frustrating in the early innings, in the middle innings, as the Padres left literally a base runner on, at least one in each of the first 8 innings? Yeah, it was. You had a little flashback to Wednesday in Milwaukee where Michael King was so good on the mound, and tonight it was Dylan Cease, and you're like, no way, they're not going to lose this game, are they? And even more than that, you're thinking there, man, Cease isn't going to get the win when he's been this good at Coors Field, and the Padres have had this many RBI opportunities. But to the Padres' credit, again, it's not always about what you do early and in the middle innings. Sometimes you got to find ways to win late, no matter what happens early on in a game. And look, it's got to be different guys every night, right? Tonight it was Tyler Wade, the key hit in a pinch hit role, and then Jackson Merrill with the RBI single to give the Padres a little bit of insurance. So really nice win here tonight. Padres are now 13-12. The Rockies continue to have a really, really rough start to the season. They're now 5-18. And the Padres, after snapping their 3-game losing skid yesterday here in San Diego, they've now won 2 in a row.